Someone once told me that anime can never change you, that I'm wasting hours of my life watching these types of shows when I could be doing something more meaningful with my time. And now that I look back, they couldn't be more wrong, because I truly believe that there are some shows out there that can change your whole perspective on life itself. Which is why I wanted to ask you if there was a show out there that connected with you on a deeper level than its plot and characters. Beyond just having a crush on your favorite waifu or husbando, beyond a hype fight scene, beyond a moment that made you cry. I'm talking about an anime that changed how you viewed the world, an anime that changed your life. When was the last time this was true for you? When was the last time an anime had such a profound effect on you that it changed the way you go about your day-to-day business? When was the last time an anime etched itself into your mind that no matter how many days, months, or weeks pass, you still remember it? I wanted to talk about this after I decided to watch A Place Further Than the Universe on a whim, an anime that came out more than 5 years ago, and it inspired me in a way I thought no anime ever could, because while watching this, I wasn't just experiencing a story through the eyes of someone else, I was living it myself. Out of the thousands of people, there is always one person that shines brighter than the rest, but Kimari is not that person. From the start of the show, we are introduced to a girl who feels like she's wasting her youth. She has all these grand plans noted down in her notebook of things she's wanted to do before high school ends. Go on a journey without a plan, skip school for a day, and get the most out of your youth. Yet a year passes by, and she never accomplishes any of them. So one day, after realizing this, she decides to finally take action, and sets off on the start of her adventure. After making an elaborate plan to skip school, she runs away with the hopes of finally living out her youth. It's exciting, it's exhilarating. But it's something she ends up backing out of. It was raining, she says. I'm sure that we've all had this feeling at one point in our lives, when you have all these ambitions and dreams that you imagine to yourself how great it would feel to accomplish them. You always tell yourself that you'll get to them someday, but we all know that someday never comes. From days to weeks to months and then finally to years, your goals are pushed back further and further away. You make excuses. It's not the right time, or I'm feeling too tired today, because maybe deep down inside you're scared that you'll end up doing something you'll regret. It's daunting to take that first step, and some people end up never taking it at all, unless a miracle happens that pushes them off the edge. Kimari, on her way home, meets someone who would be that miracle, Shirase Kobushizawa, someone with the determination and willingness to do anything for her dream. And it turns out that that dream is going to Antarctica to reach the place where her mother passed away. Seeing someone with such a ridiculous dream but still willing to pursue it gave Kimari hope that she might be able to do the same thing and accomplish her dream, going on a grand and ridiculous journey without a plan, without a care in the world. There is nothing harder than taking that first step towards a dream that you have. It's true that you'll always be scared. It's true that there are days when you want to call it all off. And it's true that in the end, everything might turn out to be pointless. But despite it all, I believe that there is nothing that gives your life more meaning than pursuing your dream. 1 year ago, I started this YouTube channel on a whim. And it was right after my first video that I wanted to scrap this idea I had of doing YouTube and creating a community where I could talk to people who liked the same stuff as me. To be honest, I had all these grand dreams and video ideas, but I never got around to doing them because I was scared that what if all that effort was all for nothing? And it's not just YouTube. I would always be standing on the edge of something that seemed great, but I was never the person who wouldn't hesitate to take that step forward. I would postpone it again and again, saying things like, today's not the right day. Tomorrow, I'm too busy, and I'll always have time later. Then before I knew it, months passed without anything ever happening. I think this is why the anime hit so close to home for me. It wasn't just another story set in another world with people so far removed from reality, it's almost as if they're from another universe. It's an anime that is so grounded in reality and deals with problems that we've all faced at least once in our life. Whether it's finding the motivation to change something about your life, dealing with events when things don't go according to plan, or just trying to live out your youth to the fullest. I think the moment I realized this was in episode 2, when it turns out that the girls were discovered trying to sneak into the late night Antarctic expedition meetup. At first, they freeze up. So what do they do then? Well, they run. They run as fast as they can in order to not get found out. They run and run and keep on running. But watching this, I didn't feel any anxiety or panic watching them trying not to get caught. I felt an overwhelming sense of freedom and excitement. Back when you were a kid, there are these memories you might have with your best friend fooling around and causing trouble, but it was always exhilarating. In the moment, it felt as if anything could happen, that you could do the impossible, even if you might have been scolded later on. And it's these moments that you'll look back on and smile, even if it was a dumb idea, even if it makes you cringe inside, and even if you didn't know any better. It's this feeling that is encapsulated by the show. These 4 girls are stepping out of their comfort zone to go on an adventure where even though they have no idea what they're doing, they're still enjoying everything in the process. Seeing this happen reminded me of all the times I had the same feeling when I was a kid on summer vacation, where every day was something new. And as cliche as it is, the show reminds us of something that a lot of us have forgotten, something that everyone has said but no one has taken to heart. It's the journey and not the destination, because it's in this journey that you find these little moments being created that you'll remember for the rest of your life. It was in episode 8 when the 4 girls finally got on the ship to Antarctica. You'd expect that after wanting to get on this boat for so long and after negotiating with the expedition crew over and over again, that they'd have a great time once the girls got what they wanted. On the contrary, it was the worst thing they've ever experienced. Plagued with seasickness, sleep deprivation, and exhaustion, it was a shit time to say the least. But even so, everyone still smiled as if they were having the time of their life, because it's moments like these that'll make you laugh in the future despite how horrible it felt at the time. An unforgettable experience that you share with your friends, one that you'll laugh over with them time and time again. The girls were able to bear what would be unbearable simply because they shared it all together. People like to say things like this are cliche, so much so that we sometimes forget how true they can really be. This anime was a heartfelt love letter that reminds us of what it was like to have that sense of adventure and purpose. To have an emotional journey with an end goal that made every single sacrifice and trial to overcome worth it. If you're looking for a hype anime with huge stakes or a drama with a lot of emotional baggage, this isn't the show for you. Yet, no matter what, I'd still recommend it to anyone, because it's able to hit you on an emotional level that few anime are ever able to come close to. It reminds us that it's okay to kick and scream at the world. It's okay to run as fast as you can without a plan. It's okay to try and do the impossible. In a world so full of cynics, hypocrites, and fictitious people, it's hard to discern whether or not something is truly genuine. It's so hard to see whether it's optimism or a commercial facade. From inspirational quotes to speeches to commercialized videos telling you in your face over and over again to care, it becomes so easy to find yourself not caring at all. Now, it might just be the subtlety of the storytelling, or the lightheartedness of the characters, or it could just be the power of cute anime girls. But the show has something in it like nothing else out there. It has the power to push you to take that first step towards something new. It has the power to move you to fill in that missing aspect of your life, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years. I think this anime will stick with me, somewhere in the back of my mind, because it gave me the courage I needed to take my life somewhere new. It taught me that there is no such thing as a nothing day, because the world is so big that you'll definitely find something new. All you have to do is keep moving until you find it, whether it's a few steps ahead or a place further than the universe itself.